World Turn.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Queers and Soaps. I'm Angel, and I'm joined by Eric.
Hi, guys.
We are watching a 68-year-old show, so if you don't like it, please scroll past. It is As the World Turns. We are watching the episodes from October 23rd, 1987 to October 30th, 1987. Let's roll the credits.
So this story did not go the way I thought it was going to go. I thought it was going to go to like a fun Halloween party, but it didn't.
Yeah,
I
because
was a
it
little
seems like
disappointed.
everything's about. Well, we'll discuss it, but
It was good, but
yeah, it's
I was
good.
just like,
Yeah,
I thought they were going to have a big Halloween party because it's October 30th. Well, we got to, and no party.
yeah, no party. But I keep
Mm.
forgetting that Lily is probably soap opera's most kidnapped woman. So,
It's not
so I was,
Marlena.
so I was like, wait a minute. When it actually happened, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. That is a thing that she gets kidnapped all the time.
I thought that was Marlena won that, but maybe
I mean,
not.
she's one of them. She's one of soap's. Marlena
Like
is
the
one
top
too.
five.
She's like top five, yeah. Because I think I don't even think when Lucy Deakins played her, she was kidnapped, but I know definitely when Martha Byrne played her, she was kidnapped a
This
lot.
was a great week for Lila and Casey fans
Oh, excellent
like
week for them.
me. I
Oh my god,
loved every second of it.
every second. Oh my god, just including the montage. The montage. But you know what? I did do it audible when I saw the Twin Towers. So
Hmm. Yeah, they spent the day in New York looking all around. They reconnected
mhm.
at her show. What is it? Like a one woman act? I don't even know what to call it. A lounge act?
Like a lounge act, like something just to get her name out there so she can make
And
music.
what's her manager's name? Otis?
I think it is
I think.
Otis.
Okay, I thought it was Otis because he seems very excited about like that she's doing a great job. Omar goes there. Tom. Everybody's still there to see the show. It confused me too. Like, so she basically Lila ran off with like Casey after
Hmm.
and didn't like see anybody. Like everybody was there out of town to see her. Like I get it, you're reconnecting with your man, but it's your daughter is there. Like, can you be like, oh hey, I'm gonna hang out with Casey. Nice seeing you, but she doesn't. Everybody just goes home and doesn't see Lila again.
Just go back to Oakdale, like in a flash too. Like
Right? So bizarre.
I thought this was like 2007 as the world turns, where everybody went from one place to another in like a scene.
Yeah, that happens on everything. That's what we were talking. Me and Karen were talking about that the other day. Like we did General Hospital 1981, and Laura had to go get like a quickie divorce and went to Mexico. You know how far Mexico is from New York? It's
Yeah.
probably about 5, 6 hours. By the end of the episode, they're back. So it's a nice quick trip. Time doesn't matter in soap opera land. One week can be 3 months, which we
Hmm.
know. Because Lily's only been gone a short time, even though it's been a very
Yeah.
long time for us. Um, Rod's mama, Elizabeth, ends up going to the farm and she apologizes to Iva and all that stuff. Um, Meg comes by to help out. Meg cracks me up. You know, Meg and I think Monica sound alike because
They kind of
sometimes
do.
they do. Because in some scenes I was like, that's not Meg. And then I was like, oh, wait, that's Meg. Because they're in the same episodes. And I'm like, "Mm." But they do kind of sound like it's weird.
Kind of look alike too.
They kind of do.
Not like twins or anything like that, but more they have long blonde hair, very puffy
Right.
long blonde hair.
Young 20-year-old blondes or
Mm.
playing like what, 18? I don't even know how old they're supposed to be.
I think Meg might be a little older than Monica, because then she graduated
Okay.
from. Didn't she graduate before Lily?
I don't know. I never seen her
So I know
graduate.
Lily graduated this year, and I think
Right.
well this
Meg
year,
cracks
and
me up.
1987, not 2024.
I wish this actress still acted because she's so good, Meg. I really like her.
Yeah, Jennifer Ash, is that her name?
I'm not sure. I never looked her up. I
I
know she
think that's
played
who
till
it
the early
is.
90s though, right? I
Yeah,
think.
I
Yeah.
think.
Um, Iva films Megan on Rod being beaten as a kid, and she's like, "Did you really have, did Rod really like do something to you or whatever?"
Hmm.
She's like, "How dare you ask me that?" And she's still standing by her story. When
Yeah.
I feel like she almost believes it at this point. Like she lied so much about it. Like she just
Hmm.
has to commit. Like if you lie, you gotta commit because she ain't backing down, and it's a shame.
Hmm.
Um, Margot talks about the call the police got um from that woman like that was in Florida or whatever. Like, and Margot's very smart in these episodes. I really
She
like.
is.
She really is. She figures everything out, and the cops
Hmm.
aren't even sure what's going on. Because she's like, she's like, I don't know if that was like real or fake. It could have been James setting it up. Like, we don't know what to do.
I think like in the later years, the Oakdale Police Department has a good reputation of like, because Margot's still there, obviously, and Hal was there for a while too. Of not be, of being like maybe the smarter police stations in on soaps, because like
Yeah, yeah,
every other.
everyone buffoons, basically.
Hmm.
I mean, I
And of
almost feel
course
like
Jack.
soaps. I almost feel like soap should have just not had cops because it's just some of the stuff these people get away with, and I don't
Hmm.
know, it's just silly. Um, and so John and Emma talk. She's wondering who saved the farm. She still doesn't know yet that it was Lily.
Hmm.
Lucinda and Ambrose Darling discuss her James issues. Because he's the only one that knows that she's been getting the calls, and that's why she's been acting
Hmm.
weird to everybody.
Hmm.
Um, and and then James calls or whatever, and he like wants her to call Greece or something. I don't know. I'm confused at what he wants from her. Do you know what he wants from her exactly?
Who, James?
Yeah. Like, what is he trying to make her do? Like, he's threatening Craig's life, but he wants her to just give him money? Is that what he wants?
I'm
Maybe
guessing that's
that's,
what it is, but
I think it's just
I don't have
money.
a clue. I don't have a clue because
Oh, and Paul. He
and
wants,
Paul, yeah, and Paul.
and Lucinda ain't having it. She's like, you
She's
ain't
not.
blackmailing me. She's like, this is gonna stop. But
Hmm.
then, yeah, he does kidnap Lily, and oops,
Oops.
eventually.
Which
Um,
during that sequence, did you hear the "As the World Turns" theme play?
hmm
That I was
Just
like,
an autoplay.
oh, whenever they play the theme, if they play the theme, that either mean if they play the theme on a show as the background music, either it's a very emotional moment or some shit's about to go down.
Shit. Well, some shit did go down. Holden figures out that Lily paid the farm, and he like questions her point blank. And she's like, "Well, since you questioned me, I can't lie." Which I'm like, "Oh God." You know how she is with lies. The girl can't lie or doesn't want to be lied to ever, and
Hmm.
blah blah blah. Shit happens, girlfriend.
Yeah, right.
Sierra gets flowers from somebody. She doesn't know who it is. She tries to trace it. She calls the flower shop and stuff. Lucinda comes. She's like, I didn't send them. Um, and Lucinda says that she's going to take Mr. Hoyt off the case, I guess, to help find Craig. That's the detective guy that she hired. Sierra's like, no, I'll pay whatever it takes. I know he's out there, blah, blah, blah. Um, Holden tells everyone that Lily paid the debt. Meg gets pissed off because she's like, you won't take my money with Tonya, but you'll take money from Lily. I'm like,
Mm,
they've always had a good relationship with Lily, number one. Number two, Lily went behind their back and did it, but maybe Meg didn't know that exactly yet. I don't know.
yeah.
but she runs away, of course, because Meg can't handle things.
See if she
Um,
if Tonya had done it behind, like the way Lily did it. Maybe.
yeah,
Also
right.
would have been more conflict too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not taking
Um,
your dirty money.
Emma talks to Lily like bedside, and she's like, she wants you to like talk to Iva, please, whatever. Listen to her side of the story.
Hmm.
Casey and Lila being cute. He wants to spend the day with her in New York. Lisa goes to Margot and um says, try to save your marriage, whatever, with Tom, and Margot still ain't having it. I think Margot's in like denial. I think she still cares, but so I like the conversation her and Tom had later. Um, Tom's like basically like she's burying her past by just like leaving him behind. Like I had bad things happen in that relationship, lost two babies, almost died, and just leaves it. And starting with Hal is like new for her. I'm like, that's crazy. I didn't even think of that.
Hmm. I didn't think about that either.
Just because you have no like bad things that happened with Hal, like you're just like, screw Tom. Even though, he did give her a reason to, but it's just funny. Um, she goes off on Lisa. Lisa's like trying to, be a busybody that she is, and Margot kicks her out. Um, Seth tells Holden to tell Lily the truth, and she's there, but she didn't hear anything. I thought she did. They always make it look like they did when they
Yeah,
walk
they
in,
do.
because she's like that face, and then everything is normal the next scene. Um, Tom goes to Margot's room. They talk about the divorce, or she says something like, I want to divorce you. She wants to stay with Hal. She knows what she wants. She doesn't want him anymore, blah, blah, blah. And she tells them to call an escort service, which cracks me up. Then we get our music montage of Lila and Casey at the park and at the Statue of Liberty and at the Twin Towers and
No.
um, with her From Now On song in the background.
Yes. I can't get that song out of my head.
I know it's a good song.
It's a good song. They should have released it.
And what happens at the end?
Casey asked Lila to marry him.
Oh. And I love that they did it again in the next
Yes.
episode. They showed the whole
But
montage again.
they
They
didn't,
might have even
I
showed
don't think
more.
they showed the whole thing. I think they showed like half, like I think they showed
They
like
showed
they
different.
started
They
they
showed,
started where when she like wrapped her scarf around his neck, which I love that part.
yeah, they're
I
so
love that
cute.
part so much because and then like I forgot that it's October in New York, so I'm guessing now
Yeah,
if it's not like October in Philadelphia, which is a mixed bag, it like they had like their scarves on and a little sweater and stuff. It's like
yeah.
cold and stuff there, so
So the next episode, Lily, I guess, didn't hear because she comes in. Seth's like, we're so grateful for what
mhm.
you did, save the farm, blah, blah, blah. She talks to Iva. We
Yeah,
get the montage rewind of Casey and Lila and the Marry Me Again, which I'm always fine with. I can watch them all day.
yeah, me too.
Meg looks for Tonio. She like calls some lady. I guess it's the lady that works with Tonio,
Hmm.
and or she go. Oh, she's at like her place or whatever. And she's like, "Oh, we worked late and whatever." And
Yeah,
it's
it was
actually
like a
legit. I thought they were gonna show like him in her bed or something.
yeah. The way that it was edited, I thought that that's
Mm,
what happened, but it wasn't.
no, yeah, I know. I think we were supposed to think that he's a dirty dog,
Yeah,
but I think they're actually working on this relationship, even though they're very at odds right now. But I think they want them to be together. I don't know. I don't know what they want in this storyline. James goes to Tonio looking, oh, he's looking like Carmen Sandiego with his hat on and his long coat. Where in the world is?
Carmen San Diego.
Um, he wants him to help him get Paul. Um, Meg calls, she's coming there. James threatens to go to the police about him,
Hmm.
which is so silly to me. I would say go ahead, go to the police, please,
Yes.
because
Go to police. Come on,
I
I don't care.
because James is James, and they'll be like, "Oh, good, we were looking for you," so then
Good
they'll
for you.
catch
Good for
him.
you. For awesome. Perfect.
James gets on my nerves. I think he's one of the
He
most
he really
annoying
does.
villains.
He
He's
really does.
really
He's like,
annoying.
and that's the thing. Like, I think certain. I'm watching Guiding Light 2 for this show, for this podcast, and Roger Thorpe is not like this. He's not like, oh, I'm going to capture you and murder you and blackmail you and all this stuff like that.
Right,
He's after one thing, and that's Holly Lindsay Reed. And
right. Same with Stefano. That's the way I feel with Stefano.
yeah,
Like he has one goal. Like he doesn't. He's not annoying about it. Like I don't know.
yeah,
James
James
is
is a
just
little bit
annoying.
too convoluted at times.
Yeah, he's
Because
over the
first
top.
then because he's like, I'll run away with Emily and take Paul with me. Oh, I'm
Right.
screwing Monica Lawrence. Oh, I'm screwing Corinne Lawrence. Oh, I'm screwing up Lucinda's life. Like, pick a
Oh,
lane.
Corinne. I think I called Corinne Connie later. I can't get that woman's name right. There's always like one in every soap. I just can't get their name. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
And that's her. I even forgot what's his name. Dusty's girl. What's her name? Is it Peggy?
Pam.
Pam.
See, I get it. I was like, Pam, what are you doing here?
I was like, oh, Peggy's there.
Peggy.
I think it's coming up too. So at the hospital, Monica comes, and no one seems to care about her. I guess she is a
Nah.
bullshitter. Like everybody's like, oh, that girl, whatever.
Hmm.
Dusty and I put Peg question mark. I was like, I wasn't sure if that was
Like
her name.
Peg, like Al Bundy's wife.
Yeah, which was on a
Hey.
competing network back then.
Oh yeah, it would
And
have
Meg,
been. Yeah, that's right. It would have premiered when Fox premiered. Yeah,
yeah, it was on Fox.
Fox, the only show to not have daytime soap operas. The only show on
Mm,
the daytime soap operas. Well, they did.
stupid
They did have
Fox.
one, and it didn't go well. But then 90210 came, and they were like, "Let's do prime time." So.
Yay. Um, Iva tells her story to Lily, blah, blah, blah. Martin and Lucinda illegally adopted her. Then he killed himself because of the situation, and all that.
Mhm.
She's like, should have told me the truth. Um, and she said she went to listen, Iva went to Lucinda so she would be a better mother to Lily.
Mhm.
She did it to protect her, all this stuff. And Lily seems to understand, but she's like, I understand, but I can't forget. And it's hard to accept. Whatever. She's still a kid,
Yeah,
basically.
she's still a kid.
So I get
I
it.
mean, Lily would be great on like. I don't know if you remember this show. It was called Forgive or Forget. It was a talk show.
Mm.
Okay, so there was a talk show called Forgive or Forget. Basically, you go like there's a door, and if you open the door, that means you forgive them. But if you leave the door closed, that they're not there, or something like that, then they no, no, yeah. So if they're there, they forgive. If they're not there, they forget.
Right. That sounds
So
fun. I'll have to look it up.
yeah, Mother Love hosts, and then I think Robin Givens does from Ambitions.
So Margot's on the plane trying to go back to Oakdale, and who shows up in the seat right next to her?
Tom.
Oh, these soaps. This As the World Turns is like the worst with this shit.
So
Like they should have had him like get on the plane and like be a little bit more realistic and like ask someone to move so he could sit next to her. Like, how are you going to get to sit
so
that
wait, so
that
this
seat?
parallels when Hal did it. Remember when they went to search for Craig and Hal was like, "Excuse me, is this he taken?"
That's true. Yeah, I didn't even think of
Yeah,
that.
and Margot was happy to see Hal, but this time Margot was not happy to see Tom.
No, because he's being annoying. Like, I get it. Too much of something is annoying, and you're just like, you don't want to be
And I
around it.
also and I also understand. I think this kind of gets touched on later. There's a societal pressure from his mom
Hmm. Oh,
for
yeah.
them to get back together.
But he finally gets smart after this. A little bit. So I like that she's like, I'm just gonna get another plane. Like she's willing to give up her flight just to get off. That's pretty bad. But then of course it's about to take off, which never happens in real life.
Hmm.
No plane is ever about to take off. They always take forever, I feel like, to load and unload. So it's too late, and she's stuck next to him. Casey seems to want to marry Lila ASAP. He doesn't want to wait till Christmas. He's just
Soon
like, I want
as
it now,
possible.
next week.
In a week or two.
Duncan and Shannon are on. So I did write some things about um Michael Swan, who played Duncan,
Oh, nice.
because yeah, he remember when they mentioned when we did that podcast for Patreon, our Patreon. Please subscribe. Um,
Patreon.com/queers and soaps.
um, so he was on from May of 1986 to October of 1995.
Okay, so I'm not going to spoil what he does that entire time because I think we're gonna watch it.
So in 19, what did we watch? 1993 when Lily came back?
Yeah, 1973. So he
Remember,
he
because you said
was
they
he would have
mentioned
been on there, but he was
them,
mentioned.
so he was on.
So is
Right, so he
Beatrice
was
on there.
on. Yeah, I'm wondering if she does come back or get recasted. And he was also on in August 2001 to April of 2002. He did return.
Yeah,
So that's kind of fun.
yeah. There's a reason he returns. And it's named Bonnie. Well, her name is
Don't
Bonnie,
tell
not
me.
its name. Like
Don't
one of my favorite
spoiler me.
characters on the show. We'll get to it in
Nice.
like 20 years.
So they get a painting of his great 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 grandmom. And Shannon's like, oh, I should be here for Halloween. I'm like, where's this going? This is just out of nowhere. I'm like, okay, you're gonna dress as his great great grandma. That's not weird. It's not weird at all.
Hmm.
Um, and then she's like, oh, how am I gonna get this brooch? Like, this is a brooch. I'm like, first of all, there's costume jewelry everywhere. You can find something that looks like that. You don't need to get the
Yeah.
real thing. But I guess rich people problems. She wants the real thing. Um, so and then they show like James. Does he have the brooch? And he's like giving it to Monica.
Ugh.
I was like, what is going on here? And why would he give her that if it's the real one?
Hmm.
Because that's some
It's a
money.
great question. James is slipping probably.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know. I'm so confused. Um, Meg is told that she can get pregnant, so she's very excited. Seth actually tells her that he believes her about Rajosh,
Rajosh.
even though it's not true.
Yeah.
Stupid Meg. Emily talks to her doctor. What doc? Oh, she's talking to her. What is it?
Dr. Michael?
Gynecologist.
Okay, house.
The,
Okay.
the gynecologist about the baby and all that stuff. And I guess she doesn't want to
Right,
tell
because
James,
she's pregnant. I
obviously.
keep forgetting she's pregnant.
It's so weird. Her and James just bleh.
I mean,
Um,
yeah.
it's so ick factory.
In both relationships, I would
I
even
can't
say
wait
that
for
his
James to
relationship with
die.
Barbara is icky too, in a different
I'd
way.
rather that though because they're at least age appropriate.
Yeah, but then it gets into like the abuse and stuff. Oh my gosh, it's a mess. Like he
Mm.
sicked the bull on her. Like, come on.
And she probably deserved that though.
But not Danny Pintaro.
Well, I mean, he didn't want his kid to be involved.
Yeah.
Margot and Tom finally have a nice moment on the plane. They're like getting along. So then Tom like has a reality check and he's like, okay, maybe if I like lay off a little bit, she'll be
Hmm.
cool, you know. All right, we'll see how this goes. Lila tells Otis that she wants a replacement. She's like, I'm gonna finish my run with you, obviously, but I'm done
Hmm.
because she's getting married. Yay! Um, Meg talks to Tonio about being pregnant, and he's like, I don't know. She's like, I was just bringing it up, like, I guess she was just trying to get a feel of like how he feels about having a kid, and he's like, well, I would think you cheated on me. I'm like, oh God.
Mm.
I'm like, it's just a hypothetical conversation. Um,
And now, part two of As the World Turns.
Um, and James calls and like talks to her, and I'm like, did they have sex? Like James and Meg? They had to, right? But we didn't see it.
James and Meg.
Yeah, because remember when Meg was acting really weird when James was there, but like we missed maybe an episode or two? They might have had sex because he's holding it over her head. Like, why would he do that?
Oh, that could be it.
But why would she sleep with him? Is what I don't understand.
Because it's James. I don't know.
Yeah.
He has that. I hate to say this, and please get your puke buckets out, but he has that je ne sais quoi for the younger ladies.
Oh.
Yeah. Here we go. There's my puke bucket.
October 27th. Susan comes to see Emily. Susan's
Susan.
back.
Yeah.
And she comes back bitchy, don't she?
Oh, she comes back. Boom, blazes,
And she like knows already. She's like, "You pregnant?"
guns
I'm like,
blazing.
"Damn,
Yes,
she just
she's
got back to
good.
town."
Boom.
James wants Meg to do a favor for him. Lucinda tells Lily that she is upset, that she used her trust fund to pay off the Snyder's debt. Lily tells her off and leaves. Susan tells John she's hanging around to see if Emily is okay. Um, Meg says she loves Tonio, and he's just like, well, whatever, I'll be home for lunch or whatever. He's really weird with her.
Yeah.
Um, Meg calls Shannon, to something about like having drapes hung by tonight or something. Like, I
Yeah.
guess James wanted it done for some reason. I don't really understand why. Do you?
I don't get it. I didn't
Yeah, I
know
don't either.
that Shannon being an interior designer was still a thing. So
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe to hide him? I don't know. I'm confused. Otis lets Lila out of her contract as long as she comes back to do her single, and he's cool with it. Everybody's happy. Kim says to Babs that she's blowing her stance on James like out of proportion. I'm like, I don't think she is. I think she's very, I guess because Babs is just like, if I see him, I'll kill him, like that type of stuff.
hmm
I think she's right on the money and she should kill him for
yeah, I
sure.
mean, and wasn't Margot
He's
around
threatening her child.
during the his first run?
I would have, yeah, Margaret's been on since the
Margot's
70s.
been on,
So,
yeah, Margot's been on since like
yeah,
late 70s, like played by
yeah,
Margaret Collin at that point, but
uh-huh, yeah.
it sounds like it's a whole different person. I mean,
It's weird.
technically it is.
Margaret's very smart, though. I love
Yeah.
her. I was like, wow, she's really smart. She's figuring everything out, and nobody knows anything else. Like,
hmm
anyway, John tells Iva, Lucinda is off the wall and not acting normal and all that stuff, and he doesn't think Lily's the reason for it.
Mm.
As
hmm
we all know, it's James, but
No, that's
she
James.
can't
Yep.
say anything because he's blackmailing her. James calls Lucinda. She's like, I won't help with Paul. He's like, meet at Tonio's tonight or you're done. John and Margot catch up a little bit. She blows Tom off again, um, which I thought they were like making progress, but I'm like, whatever.
hmm
Meg and Shannon talk. Shannon sees some kind of jacket that she has and questions her about what cleaners she has it done at. And I'm like, what does this mean? Where is this going? I don't get it. Because she even has a conversation with Duncan later. And she's like, oh, I know what cleaners. I'm like, I'm so
Wasn't there something
confused.
about a button, or was that later?
Does this have to do with the button that fell off at the pier?
Yeah, because I remember they were fixated on this button, but I forgot what
Yeah.
episode it was. It might have been the
It was
13th.
the one where I think the somebody met up with James. Who was it? Duncan? And his button came off. That's I don't know.
Yeah,
Does that have to do with this jacket though? I don't know. I'm
I
confused.
wonder if it does.
Duncan talks to Roy and Hal about James. Jessica is there. She's like, how about we give you surveillance, like on your island? He's like, nobody believes me. I don't want surveillance, blah, blah, blah. He goes off on them for not believing them about James. Because he's saying that he's close. I don't know why
Yep.
they don't believe him either. It's
I
very
don't know.
weird. Margot seems to be thinking about Tom while with Hal. She's like thinking of the conversation they had. He's like, you had 4 years with me and you had a few months with Hal.
Hmm.
Basically, like you're moving on because you don't want to deal with our issues.
Right.
I'm like, okay. I guess people do that in real life,
Hmm.
unfortunately, for the
Yeah, it
people in the
happens.
past. Yeah. Iva talks to Lily to be open to Lucinda. I'd like to talk to her. Lucinda makes an excuse to meet James. John goes to follow her, and he follows her to like an apartment building that he used to live in or something.
Yeah.
But I guess he doesn't go in. Like he just goes home. He's like, okay, she went here, but doesn't find out why.
Mm.
I would have continued to follow her if I
Yeah,
were
I
him.
would have too.
Whatever. He didn't. James calls Emily. He's like, see you tonight. She tries to not go, but he don't listen to her and hangs up.
Hmm.
Susan says she's staying with Emily. Um, and I was like, uh-oh, because now she's gonna have issues with Susan being around and trying to leave and sneak out with James.
Yeah.
And I guess she's just sneaking out because she feels threatened by him because he'll turn her in. I
Hmm.
don't know. Everybody's like shaking in their boots because James is threatening them.
Yeah. They need to stop
It's almost
shaking and start taking action.
right. And I feel like I thought her and Barbara were gonna, because her and Barbara have that thing going where they know each other, trying to help each other out and
Yeah.
whatever. Um, Lila tells Margaret she's getting married to Casey. She wants her to be the maid of honor, and she's like, Casey might want Tom to be the best man. Oops.
I forgot how Margot says it. She says it kind of funny when she's like, she's like, wait, she says, when Lila says, "I want you to be my maid of honor." I forgot the line of dialogue she said, but it got a good laugh out of me. Just the way she said it. The way she didn't say yes. She said something completely like, implying that like, of course it's gonna happen. Like, come on.
Right. But she did, yeah. But she didn't want Tom's because her face like changed
Mhm.
immediately. She was like, Um, Lucinda brings her tiny gun to meet James.
Everybody got a tiny gun in these episodes. A little teeny little baby gun.
Can that gun kill somebody? Like,
She would have to put it up like close, very close, at close range to him. Like
it
I
could
think her
like
plan
hide in
was
your
to like
hand.
do it like this, and,
Yeah, I guess.
like
Because I'm
to
like, I
his
don't know if
chest, I guess. But
I don't see Lucinda with a little gun. I could see her with like, like a big normal gun.
yeah, like a normal gun, yeah.
But it's a tiny gun.
But I think because her purse is like not that big.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Maybe,
true. It is a
yeah,
small
maybe to
purse.
conceal it, yeah.
Gotta
But that
fit
one
in
I'm not
the.
working.
And he's like laying on the bed waiting for
Hmm.
her. October 27th. John tells Sierra Lucinda was in his old apartment building, parking lot, whatever.
Hmm.
Um, James pushes Lucinda on the bed and the gun falls out of her purse. Holden can't get a job. He thinks Lucinda blocked him from like anywhere that he can try, like any like I guess whatever her business is. He's trying to
I
get
like that
somewhere else.
he's saying all of this like and kudos to John Hensley in this scene because he's saying this as he's digging hay and
Oh,
he doesn't miss a beat and being
yeah.
angry and digging hay.
You gotta work the farm. I mean, you gotta be able to talk and work at the same
But I get where he's coming from. He doesn't want to be like he wants to
right.
basically be I don't want to say successful, but just be more than what he started out with from. He
Yeah.
like so that way he can like afford the farm and like help out his mom, like that sort of thing.
I don't like that he acts jealous over Lily's trust fund. She's like, I have a trust fund, and he's like, you don't even know what it's like to work like me. I'm like, you're so annoying. I just want to smack him.
Yeah,
Steph
me
and
too.
Sabrina are on. Yay.
Yeah.
Lily leaves. Lila tells Sierra about her and Casey. James wants Lucinda to invite Andy and Paul over and position them so he can get Paul, basically. Like, he's like, have them over your place and then tell them to go to wherever, and then I'll just be there and take them, I guess. Is the thing he wants her to do. Kathy's back in action. She thanks Franny. Her family thanks Franny for her help with her not dying.
Yeah.
Kathy seems in good spirits. Andy seems to be having issues.
Yeah.
He's like, I might need your help with things, and she's moving to like Maryland or something, and going to private school or
I
something. I
mean, the
don't know.
way the book kept bringing her up, you would think she was there for a few years.
Yeah, right. I mean, it seems like she's on her way out,
Yeah, it does seem like
but
it.
I thought Duncan was on his way out too, but he ain't.
No, he's not. Yeah, we
No,
already established
which is
that.
fine. I like Duncan. I just want more from him. I feel like he's
Yeah, he was
already
on The Bold and the
on.
Beautiful as well. I forgot about that.
Yes. I can't remember who he played on there.
Macy's
And
dad, but I forgot his
yeah,
last name's Alexander, but I forgot his first name.
I know. I know his name, but I can't remember it right now. I think it begins with a D. No, I'm probably wrong. All right.
Yeah, I
So,
don't think so.
he
Something
basically
Alexander.
so what's his name? Uh, James tells Lucinda to bring Paul to the ridge where they banged. I'm like, he's bad. James gives her gun to her. He's like, go ahead, shoot me, whatever. He's like, you're too smart, like whatever. I wish she would have just done it. I'm like, I'm over his
Yeah, I
bullshit
mean,
shit.
I would have shot him, but not like to kill him. I would have shot him to injure him. Then I would
I
have
can't wait.
called Margot and them, the cops, and
Yeah,
I would say, "Look, I'm responsible for some of this stuff. Take me in, but you have your guy."
he's definitely dying soon. I feel it coming. Everything's like getting too dark. Lucinda says, uh, oh, she's like, tell me when you're gone, just to make sure, because she's like, I'm not gonna live like this anymore, so I need to know that you're not around. And he gets all mad and throws like a hissy fit. He's like, you do what I want. Um, John questions Lucinda. He's like, he found out Ambrose was in California. He's like, I know you didn't see him. What are you doing? Lily goes to Lucinda. She goes off on her, and then she leaves, which is the same
Yeah,
thing that keeps happening. Um, what's James and Nick meet up. I didn't even know Nick was still around. I forgot about him.
I didn't know that either until what
Um,
happened.
yeah, he saw Holden there. Sabrina wants to be out in their relationship, with Seth, so everybody can
I
know
mean,
about them,
isn't it obvious that they're together?
right?
Because
I
they
think the
they
family is disgusted. Like that's what I get from
I
them,
think so too.
aren't
Like
they?
you're
Like
dating your fiance's twin? What the fuck?
yeah, even what's her name? What is her name? Helen? No, I think that's her real life name.
Ellen.
The the old lady. What's her name? The
Lisa?
grand dame. No,
Lisa? No.
no, the grandmom of Franny.
Nancy.
Nancy, thank you. I think her real life name is Helen.
Yeah, Helen Wagner,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. Um, so yeah, like even she like says to Sabrina at one point, like it's just not cool.
Not
But
cool.
Sabrina's like, well, I'm dating him anyway, whatever. Dumb. Um, Everyone's excited for Casey and Lila. He wants Franny to be his best person, which I was excited to hear. I'm like, oh yeah, it goes back that
And
far,
you
eh?
know that Casey calls Franny Frankie. It's not a
Hmm.
mistake. I think that's just how their relationship is.
Yeah. Yes, he does call her Frankie. Because they're besties.
Yep.
Emily tells Babs what James called for to meet in the cabin and all that. They meet up. She says she's in, like, whatever he wants to do. And I'm like, I hope she's lying. She seems, I guess she is, right? She doesn't really want to be with him. That's why she's going to the therapist and all this stuff and hiding the baby.
Hmm.
But yeah, she's still sleeping with him. So I'm like, I don't know. I guess she's afraid not to.
Yeah.
Emma tells Holden to tell Lily the truth. We know how this is going to go, and it's almost November sweep, so I'm sure it's going to be
You
soon.
know it's gonna end badly.
Although although she's kidnapped, so I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Yeah.
He says he will right now. He's going to go over right this second. Someone calls Lily. Holden was in an accident, they say, and to meet
It was
wherever
Nick that
it is.
called Lily.
Right, but I don't think we knew that at that point.
Oh, I thought we saw
Yeah,
Nick calling
not till
Lily.
the next episode. I thought. I
I
didn't
thought
think
when
we
she
saw that
walked
till.
down the steps, we knew it was Nick.
Yeah, in the next episode. So
Okay.
James and Emily talk. She says she won't help him get Paul. He's like, "Oh no, that's all been arranged. You know, he's blackmailing someone else to take care of that."
Mhm.
Holden gets to Sierra. Lily isn't there. Um, she gets to the docks, and that's when Nick grabs her. Now
And
she's
she
kidnapped.
screams into the opening credits.
Kidnapped for Halloween. Um, John and Susan talk. She wonders why he is by himself at the restaurant. So I guess she's sensing some marital discord.
Hmm.
I don't know her and John's relationship. Do you,
Who and John?
Susan and John? Were they together?
I
Were
think
they
they used
brother
to
and
be. I
sister?
think they used to be together.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what
Um,
happened. They used to be together.
Helen, Margot are there. Jessica and Roy. Everybody's on a date. Margot doesn't seem to be a fan of Susan, and I'm not really sure why. She just acted really weird with her.
Yeah, I want to know now. That's why if they used to be together, I want to know what, because remember Margot and John are father and
Right.
daughter. So I
So
want to
maybe
know
like some
what
stepmother
like what
situation.
happened.
I have to look into that. We'll have to delve into our books.
To go into our books. Yeah.
James tells Emily his plans, like when I move to my island, and with I'm gonna have money from everywhere coming in, and my son wants to be with, and all this stuff. He wants to have a son with her. I'm like, what if she has a daughter? What are we gonna do?
Yeah,
Um,
and I'm never going to get into the logistics of that, but basically, you don't choose what you have.
right. And she had a gun with her, right?
Yeah, under her
Too,
pillow.
I think. Yeah. So see, everybody's carrying guns. See, he's going down.
He's going down. He's saying timber.
I'm excited. I'm assuming they're gonna kill Nick off for real, and then like just fake kill James
Yeah.
for the second or third time. I don't know what we're at.
Yeah, I know. I know the tally on his deaths.
We have to count. Um, so Duncan and Shannon are in bed. They're talking about the party and dressing up and all this stuff.
Hmm.
And Shannon finds a snake. Ah,
A poisonous snake
yeah. Duncan says what kind of snake it is, and it's some poisonous snake, whatever.
from Australia, which seems to be
Yeah,
a common theme with them.
he must have studied snakes at some point, or maybe witnessed them at some point.
Yeah.
Tom feels hopeful about Margot. Lisa's happy and tries to butt in, but he's like, no, I got it. I'm just gonna lay back, basically let her come to me. We'll see how it goes, whatever. Josh talks to Meg, and he's like, begs her pretty much, like, dude, come clean. Like, I'm trying to move on with my life. I want to be good for Lily and blah blah blah. Lucinda and Holden have words. Sierra says Lucinda's acting weird lately. And she finds out that a young blonde woman sent her flowers, which I'm assuming
Mm,
it's Monica, but she don't know that. She's like,
yeah.
why would that happen? Um, Tonio enters when Josh is there, and he's like, "What's going on here?" John leaves. Tonio shows his gun
Hmm.
to Meg if she needs it because he thought she was being threatened by Rajosh. So everybody has guns. Somebody's
Yeah.
going down. Somebody's going down.
Even I have a gun. I'm gonna
Ooh.
kill James.
And the cops are idiots, but Margot's smart in this situation. So
Yes, Mario
the
is
cops
a
are like,
fucking.
the cops automatically think it's that couple that Duncan hired that was working for James that like killed people with snake venom in the past. Margot's like, I think James is using Craig being alive to blackmail Lucinda. Like she just thinks, right? And I'm like, and she's like, not that I think he's alive. She might be saying that he's alive, you know. So she thinks that he's dead, but like thinking, like, why else would Lucinda be acting like this? And I like that. I'm like, who would think that? Like, I would never have thought that.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, it's like when Molly thought that Sheila was, Sheila stole the baby, which
Right,
actually happened.
right.
That's some
Like,
smart
it's
thinking,
like,
soaps.
right. It's nice to see because a lot of times they play you stupid for a really long time. Um, James calls Lucinda and tells her that he has Lily. End scene. Um, October 30th. Casey tells his mom that he's marrying Lila, and I guess they're gonna come to town, like his family.
Hmm.
The cops are investigating the snake and all that stuff. Margaret.
Margaret.
Margot is the only smart one. She thinks that it's James behind everything. Rod goes to look for Lily. Sierra says to give her space. She'll come back when she will, whatever. I guess they don't, nobody knows that she's missing yet except for Lucinda. Casey and Lila head home. Margot questions Lucinda about James, and she actually thinks that he's got Lily and Craig.
Mm,
Margot, what
mm,
smartest? Although the smartest usually is the one that has to go down or get kidnapped. So
yeah,
Margot might know too much, and something might happen to her.
yeah,
I put Monica is ick with James. Ugh.
yeah.
Um, Rod comes by Emily's. She tells him off and kicks him out. Rod calls Betsy right from the house. He doesn't go out. He stays there, calls, and he tells her what's going on. So I guess we're gonna have a Betsy 5 minutes again in another
Yeah,
episode.
5 minutes of Lindsay Frost
What the
wasted.
hell? They did her dirty.
Yeah. And I
Um,
don't know if you saw this, but Alan Locker a few weeks ago posted a soap opera digest cover of William Fichtner and Lindsay Frost on it, and I'm like, where were they even going with this?
yeah.
For them to be on Soap Digest,
Did you catch a date?
I'll have to find it and look because I can just zoom in and see what the date was.
Yeah, because I think he was originally hired to be like a love interest for her, but
Hmm.
then they changed directions. So I guess that's probably why her story went out the window.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they changed direction and didn't know what to do with her, and they probably had her on contract, so probably had to give her, limited material or whatever.
Yeah. Her guaranteed.
Yeah, which sucks because
Yeah.
she's great and she was just wasted. Dusty goes off on Holden. He's like, "You're the reason why this happened. You told her, didn't you?" And he's like, "No, but I was going to." Lila comes home. Hal's there, Tom and Casey. Monica is up to something. She like turned James' alarm off so he wouldn't like get up, and he's like acting all frantic. I don't know what she's up to though. And then Corinne comes in, who I called Connie, but I remembered from what you said. And then that's how that ends. And then Babs and Emily talk. Um, Paul is gone, but he's actually at John's,
Mhm.
like discussing Andy and stuff. And I'm
Yeah,
guessing, I don't know, but I feel like everything's building up. Like
yeah,
it
me
feels
too.
like the next week I think is gonna be wild.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
That's all I got. Any memories? Any good things?
Not that I can think.
Predictions?
Not that I can think of. I
You think
think
they're gonna kill
something.
James?
I think they might kill James, or at least
Kill?
yeah,
Yeah,
kill because I know he comes back at some point. If he does die in '87, he comes back at
I,
some point. Hold
I
on, Lily, are
I
gonna
feel
break
like
up. I know it's gonna happen. I know that's gonna happen. I don't know when though. They're gonna break up.
I feel like Nick and James are gonna be like running and they're gonna like shoot Nick and like he'll fall in the dock and then James will fall in the water and disappear. That's what I'm thinking. Or something like that. That's I could just picture it in my head. So I'm sure it won't go that way, but it just I don't know. It just seems like it might.
Yeah,
And everybody has a gun. I don't think Lucinda's gun will hurt anyone. That gun would probably be good for like shooting somebody in the leg. If you
yeah.
like want to stop them. Um, I don't know. I don't know where the Emily stuff is going.
I have an idea where her pregnancy is going. It's not good,
Okay.
unfortunately, because
Uh,
if you were watching later on, you might have if you were watching later, you might have noticed something. So
no, I didn't start till 2007, so I didn't watch.
yes, Emily was on, played by a different
Yeah, but
actress.
they're not going to refer to a 1987 storyline. Most
No,
times.
they're not. But they might have. But if she's pregnant, you would think that the child would be there in some fashion.
I thought she did have a kid,
She did, but this is not the
right?
kid.
Things aren't looking good for this
Things
kid, is
aren't
what you're
looking
telling
good for
me.
this kid.
Well, I'm guessing it's going to happen probably with that. I'm hoping James finds out first, though, before it happens, just so he can have
Mhm.
some torture before he dies. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited to see what's coming.
Hmm. I know Holden and
Um,
Lily are going to break up because we already mentioned this in previous episodes. Pam is there for
yeah,
Holden.
it's gonna
After
end up with
Dusty, I
Peggy.
guess. Peggy, Pam, Patricia, whatever her name is.
Whatever her name is. We don't know her. Um, who else is there? Margot and Tom, I'm guessing are going to get back together.
Oh yeah,
don't,
look.
I don't see how quite yet. Um, and
I
I don't
do know that
don't
something
tell
might
me.
happen with Margot. I'm not gonna say what.
See, you know too much, like Margot. You need to go.
Yeah, I do know something's gonna happen with Margot that's going to involve something. So, because if you look in the future, well, no, you watched in 2007, so I don't think. Well, one of them is on. One of the kids are on, but the other one isn't. But I'm not gonna say.
Right. Um, and then Lila and Casey, I'm excited to see their
Oh
wedding.
yes, yes,
Hopefully.
yes. And then I did see another soap opera digest cover from '87. I know it's '87, so I know they're gonna get married this year. So
I
yay!
saw that. I saw that one too. Actually, yeah.
Yes, I had to zoom in. I was like, What's the date? What's the date?" And it said I couldn't see the month, but I did see the year, and it did say '87. And I'm like,
So
"Oh, they're gonna get married. We're gonna see it."
we didn't get any of Taylor this week, so I'm wondering if
No,
she's
but
either
she
back.
was mentioned.
She was
Somebody
mentioned.
said you were right about Taylor.
Yeah, you're right about
Casey said
Taylor.
this. I forgot to who that you were right about Taylor.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she's going back to Philadelphia or.
I don't know. I feel like she'd probably be on longer because now she has a little bit of connection with Tom.
Yeah,
So that might come into play.
yeah.
I almost feel like they lined it up that way anyway. Like,
Hmm.
because, um, well, we'll see. We'll see coming soon.
Yeah, we'll see. Have anything else to add?
Now I'm excited to see more. November Sweeps, baby. Coming up.
Yes. We're going to get on that next time. Thank you for watching Queers and Soaps and our recap of As the World Turns 1987. As always, you can find us on the socials at Queers and Soaps, including our Patreon, patreon.com/Queers and Soaps. Until next time, have a great one. Bye.
Bye, everyone.